Hello, welcome. We are live to Conversations to Raise Vibrations. I am your host, Lisa Kelly, and as always, I am joined by the beautiful lady in red, Elvira Hopper.
And polka
Welcome.
dots and
I
polka
know,
dots.
I love it. So welcome to those of you that are joining us live. We are so excited. We love to engage in comments. So, hopefully you've given StreamYard permission to share your name. If not, just drop in the comment section who you are so we know who you are. And if you're watching later, just hit hashtag replay and let us know always what you love about this conversation. And if you feel that this has served you and you really want to share this, please jump over to our YouTube page, Conversations to Raise Vibrations, and hit like, share, and subscribe. We'd love to see you on that page as well. So today we are I think Elvira is going to kick us off, because if you didn't join us last week, we did talk about how to have the best holiday ever and what that means, being around some people in your family or friends or whoever in your circle that might be a little bit lower vibrational, or that doesn't mean they're lower than us or we're better than them. I don't mean it when I say that. What I mean is that maybe they haven't done their inner work and they're just vibrating at a lower vibration, right? And you can feel that energy when you walk into a room. So last week we talked about that on the show, and how to have the best holiday ever despite who's in your, showing up for dinner or, a gathering that you're at. So Elvira's going to kickstart us with that. But hello, good morning, Tori Joe.
Hello, Tori Joe.
I missed Tori Joe the last couple of weeks and all her.
Yeah, good to see her again. I wonder if Janet's here. She was just on my IG live show.
Oh, so maybe
Yeah.
she'll jump over. Hopefully Jen will be here. So
Hopefully she'll join us.
yeah. So kick
Yeah.
us off, Elvira. Let us know,
Yes.
because you have some updates on that.
Yeah. So first of all, we hope that you had a beautiful
Yeah.
celebration of your festivities, whether it be Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I'm not even sure when Kwanzaa is, to be honest, but I know we all celebrate different things, and hopefully everyone is really enjoying their holidays. Yeah. So I'm excited to report back after our show last week, because there was a bit of trepidation going into Christmas, because the last time was Thanksgiving when I saw all my family, and there was a bit of a blowout. My cousin, God bless her, she's one of my biggest angels of evolution.
Yeah.
She forces me to do my inner work so that I can not be triggered by her. And she's an amazing person. I really love her a lot. And she's, been triggering me my whole life virtually. And last time was, so I did learn a teaching and tool that came through a couple of years after I was divinely gifted with Love Your Vibe. It's called the 4 Circles of Personal Power. It's up on my website, free of charge. One of my best teachings that I give away free. And yet I felt like, there's something more. Like I needed something beyond that four circles, because the last time I got really upset with her. She started talking about the indigenous people, that there's no proof that the church
yes,
did
I
any.
remember that.
Yeah, it was such a low vibration conversation.
Yeah.
And I just said, what? And like I was just so activated, triggered.
Yeah.
And she ended up leaving my mom's house. And I was like, okay, so now I have to see her again at Christmas. What's that going to be like, right?
Can I just ask, so you haven't spoken to her since that time?
I hadn't spoken to her since. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So here I am with my tools, my other tools, right? So we need to have a toolbox full of tools, right? So for me, the 4 circles was kind of like, yeah, thank God you got 4 circles. However, when you and I had the conversation last week and we talked about, you mentioned Ho'oponopono, and you talked about surrounding yourself with color, and I remembered the purple bubble, and it was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna I'm gonna apply those teachings, Ho'oponopono and the purple bubble.
Yeah.
And I know that it's going to be a better income. I just knew it, that those were going to be the things that, well, they were the things that were shown to us last week.
Yes.
And so when I went into that, celebration, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, we spent both days together. I was Ho'oponoponoing. Is that a word? I was Ho'oponoponoing.
My business coach used to call it Ho'oponopono. So whatever. I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, I was doing that. And I imagined myself unzipping the purple bubble, stepping inside, closing it from the inside. And here I was in this purple bubble.
Love it.
Well, do you know, Christmas was one of our best ever.
Oh,
She did not trigger me. She tried a couple times to go down some dark paths, but
yeah,
I stayed very non-reactive. My family
nice.
was there supporting me as well. We were like, she tried to take us down some dark rabbit holes
Yeah,
because that's who she is.
yeah,
But it was like I just smiled and we just changed the conversation. It was
yeah.
just very, very organic, very, very lovely. And honestly, like I hugged her at the end of the day, and I probably should have called her to say, thank you so much. You know, like I had such a great time and I just want to honor you. I know the last time wasn't very good at Thanksgiving. You know, you left in a huff. And I just want to honor you for being who you were at Christmas. And, you know, it was just such a nice energy to be around. Like I'm actually thinking of calling her and saying that
Good.
because the way we show up affects everybody around us.
Yeah,
That is the key message, right?
that is.
I chose to love my vibe, as I like to say. I chose to be in my purple bubble. I chose to Ho'oponopono. Thank you, Lisa, for reminding me of that tool. And it was one of the best Christmases ever
That's so
because of who
fantastic.
I was. Yeah.
I
Isn't
love it.
that cool?
That's such a great story. And you know what? It's what I said last week. When you heal your mind, all minds heal.
Yeah.
And so you chose to be in that moment with a healed mind. You chose to
Mhm.
show up with that healed mind, standing in your power, standing in your truth of who you are. And, that's the energy that you put
Yeah.
in the room. And that energy was so overpowering, she couldn't help but feel that energy.
Yes, I'm getting
And,
chills. Yeah,
and
that's exactly it.
that's what's
And
just,
that's what we can all do. That's how powerful each and every one of us
yeah,
is. Yeah.
exactly. I
Yeah.
love it so much. I just want to acknowledge Danielle Schneider. Good morning. Janet, good
Hello,
morning.
hello, hello.
Excited that you guys we were just recapping over last week and what happened. So that's such a beautiful story, Elvira. I love it
Mm.
so much. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Thank
Yeah,
you so much for yeah, we obviously were meant to talk about that last week. And
I agree.
again, these things that we do, they're for us first and foremost.
I
And if
agree.
you benefit from the conversations as well, that's great, right?
I love it. I
But
love it.
it's
And
all about, yeah,
it's
we're
all about
doing it. We're doing the inner
yeah,
work together.
doing
You and
the
I, we're in the midst of it, right?
exactly. And I don't have, a family member per se here that triggers me or we stay away from political conversation because we do think differently there. So
Yeah.
we stay away from those, and I think that's just a common understanding between us. But I don't have that. But I always have those triggers in my life, right? Everybody that's been on the show knows the work that I've been doing around,
Yeah.
finances and money has always been, and for whatever reason, I'm peeling back at. I was talking to another colleague coach who I used her in the past, and we were chatting last night. And she said, "Oh, the old patterns have reemerged,"
Mm,
and it's true. They've reemerged. Those are my triggers that I
mm,
have to sit and ho'oponopono, that I have to put the white light around. And
yeah.
something really interesting I want to share because I think I've shared this book on this page before, When the Heart Waits, but there was a piece in it I read last night or the night before, it doesn't matter, but where Sue Monk Kidd talks about how things grow in the darkness.
Mm,
And when you have, a garden that you're tending to, you don't see plants or
yeah.
vegetables or you don't see those right away. That doesn't mean they're not germinating, that they're not growing and expanding underneath in the dark. A
Mm,
baby in a mother's womb. I had the privilege this summer of watching a mother robin build her nest and then, have her eggs in the nest and um, she didn't leave the nest. And so you think about the eggs and how they're in the darkness and they're growing and expanding. And so when we are going through our dark times, we want to be transcendent. We want to
mm,
come through this, like, just help me out. But we need to learn to sit in that space. I think
mm,
as you did also in it, where you were, over Christmas, sitting in that space of being in neutral and just
mhm,
acknowledging maybe her darkness. I don't know, or just being with a family member who maybe is lower vibration, like we talked about, and sitting in their darkness. And we have to learn to just honor that while we transform, while we expand. But just because we're in the darkness or we're working through our triggers doesn't mean growth isn't happening. That's where
mhm.
that. And
Yeah.
talking about the amount of growth. And if we can only just sit with
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
And move
Yeah.
through it. Anyway, that just came to me as you were talking about it. So
Yeah.
whether it had anything to do with it, I felt like I needed to share that.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful. And for
All
sure,
words
like
back.
growth is it does happen in the dark. And oftentimes the darkest nights of our soul are what spark our biggest
Yeah,
epiphanies. And
yeah.
actually, interestingly enough, on Christmas Day, I got a present from the universe. I was divinely downloaded my book that I'm going to be publishing in 2023.
Love it.
It was all shown to me, all 7 chapters. So it's basically, I can't remember the exact title. It's over there. I have to
Yeah,
go pick
yeah,
it
yeah,
up.
yeah.
But basically, it's the title is Shit Show in Tuscany: 7 wisdom bombs gleaned from one sensitive and crazy coach's to hell and back story. Because I did a retreat in Tuscany,
Yes, I
and it,
remember that.
it was
And you
totally,
talked about that.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was a total shit show. But 7 very important wisdom bombs came out of that.
yeah,
So it's a book on leadership.
yeah.
And so it was all shown to me that Christmas morning. So it's all ready to go.
I love it.
And my one of our colleagues in my community, the Love Your Vibe transformation community, is a coach, Akaswa. I always pronounce her name wrong. Akaswa Brown, and she's a publisher and ghostwriter. So I pray that she can help me get this out quickly, because I do believe that that shit show had to happen because of these wisdom bombs that came
Yeah.
through on Christmas morning.
100%. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And we're going to, I mean, in this conversation, we're going to move forward with it a little bit, because we're going to talk a little bit about New Year's and some
Mm.
really, however you celebrate New Year's is perfectly fine. It's what you need to do. I would just invite you. I don't think it really needs to be on that day or at that time, because I will not be up at midnight. Just FYI.
Oh, you don't bring in midnight with
Oh, no.
champagne? No.
No,
Oh.
never. But you know what? It's funny. I was thinking about this when my daughter was little, and I'm sure other people have done this too. When my daughter was little, we would have, get-togethers with other kids and stuff. And we would have her, all of them, the kids, like at 8 or 8:30 or whatever at night. We'd bring in the new year with them, and they don't know the difference, and then they'd go to bed. So to me, it's just like you can do it whatever. It's like people don't celebrate Christmas on the 25th. You don't have to do it on that day. It's
Yeah.
whatever works for you, right? But I was thinking about in previous years what I've done, and a beautiful ritual, right, is just sitting in the space, in the quiet space. I'm going to do this with my husband. Actually, we have done it before in the past, so I
Nice.
just informed him today we are doing this.
Whether he likes it or not. Okay.
He's pretty open to it, so that's good.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
that's good.
writing out just reflecting. Take a bit of
Mm,
time, just go within, reflect on the previous year. What have you
mm,
done? What have you accomplished? What would you have liked to have done? What do you feel gratitude for? Maybe things you want to leave behind, right? And I encourage people to write it out. Write it out. And then burn it. Burning
mm,
is a really, I'm sure you know this, I don't need to tell you
mhm,
this, but burning is a really good, energetic move within, right? It's just releases old wounds, trauma, helps you to heal, right? I used
mm,
to write letters and burn them and things like that. And then move into a space of just quiet meditation
mm,
and journal. I set, and this is where Elvira and I are going to talk about this a little bit, because I don't call them goals or resolutions. It's never resonated with me. I call them intentions,
mm,
and just setting that intention for the new year. It could be one word, it could be a sentence, it could be a list of things. It doesn't really matter. Just write out what that heart felt. But I really encourage you to go within and feel that. What is
yeah.
that word for you? What is that feeling for you? What is it that you want to see in your life? And Elvira, I know you have something else you talked about uh,
Mhm.
this morning with
Yeah.
your fitness class. So do you want to piggyback?
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love that, Lisa. And yeah, I'm also not big on goals and resolutions, because I just think, that's just that's the ego wanting to control.
Yes.
Whereas the soul sets intentions. and
And
those
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but how many times do we feel shamed as women for not meeting those goals?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So I love this book by James Clear called Atomic Habits. And I know
Yes.
you've read it as
Yeah.
well. And so the idea, this is what I was able to do. I think I started like in September, October, I forget. But I set the intention. So this is what he talks about. He says, don't set goals. State what it is that you are. Like, in other words, you know so let's say to start exercising, you don't just say, okay, I'm going to hit the gym this many times a week and blah blah blah. You make the declaration, I am a person that works out every day, or I'm a person that works out 3 to 5 times a week, or whatever. You just decide that that's who you want to be.
Mhm, mhm,
And then once you've made that decision, everything kind of moves in that direction.
mhm,
So for me, I was feeling like a slug because COVID, obviously kept us out of the gym, and I
mhm,
stopped going, and I put on some weight. And I just said, like, that I just don't feel good. Like, I don't
mhm,
feel good and I want to feel better.
mhm,
So essentially, I put it out in the universe that I wanted to be the person that was able to exercise, but I didn't want to go to the gym. My husband went back to the gym and I just didn't feel 100% comfortable going back
I'm
to the
with you
gym.
on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I decided that I wanted to exercise and I wanted to do it in a way that felt in alignment for me. So
Mhm,
so
mhm,
here's what came through. I saw on my friend's feed, she posted on her story, Sarah Martel, shout out to her. She posted a picture of her before and after, and I got really curious and I just messaged her and I said, Sarah, you look really great. What have you done? She goes, well, I've been working out every morning with this really lovely community. You should come check it out. And I'm like, I think I will. So I did. The next morning, I checked out this beautiful little group that gets together at 6:55 every morning, 365 days a year. Okay.
uh-huh,
On the weekends, it's an hour later because she lets people sleep in. But it was actually my friend Mandy Meisner who brought together these people because she wanted to work out every single morning. So she held herself accountable by offering it to all these people. And now these people are dependent on her to do this. So she gets to show up every day. This has become her new way of being.
wow.
This is her new standard in life. This is not her living because she was feeling like a real slug and she'd put on COVID weight. So this was her way of doing it in community. So that's what James Clear talks about,
Yeah.
habit stacking, doing something you don't want to do, working out, with something you do want to do, which is a lovely community you get to see every
Yes.
morning. And you
Yes.
don't have to go to the gym. So I roll out of bed, turn on my computer, and I work out with these beautiful beach body, exercise programs. And I've tried their shakes; they're good. But the main thing that I'm there for is the community that
Mhm,
exercises every morning, and I
mhm.
do it 6 days a week. That is freaking fantastic because
That's
I just turned
dedication.
60. Sorry, go ahead.
That's dedication.
Yeah, but you know what? I set the intention when I turned 60. I said, I'm going to be in the best shape of my life this
Right.
year. I didn't say when it was going to happen, but essentially, I'm well on my way to being in my best shape of my life
Yeah.
because I set the intention that I want to be the person that exercises regularly, and to do it 6 days a week. I've been doing it, and it's like I feel so good. After I exercise, I habit stack it. Come downstairs, right on that couch behind. You can't see it, but
Love it.
but I do my meditation. So
Yeah.
I wake up, I work out with this great community. I go downstairs, do my meditation, and I am set to go. And I have incredible days now because of this new habit, because
I love it.
I've raised my standard on myself, right? So the
Love
quote,
it.
actually, it's funny. I posted on Facebook today
Yes. Read it because I
is,
like
yeah. As we move into 2023, and this is what Mandy kind of did a similar quote this morning, and I turned it into my own here. As we move into 2023, instead of setting new goals, which many of us will not achieve, how about we choose to live up to higher standards instead?
yeah. I love it.
So that's my invitation is, what is your higher standard that you choose to live up to?
Yeah. I
Because
love
when you're being that person, that it's just going to naturally happen. You're not going to have to push it, force it, like this is my goal and I'm going to crush it, I'm going to get it done.
it.
No.
Yeah.
How about you just be it?
Be it. Be the thing. Wayne Dyer talks
Yeah.
about that, right?
Yeah.
Be the thing you want to see in the world,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So,
That's
um,
embodiment. That's embodiment.
I
Yeah.
yes, being it. Just sit in that space of beingness, right? In that present moment. And when you're in that present moment, I think you are able to live up to higher standards. You are able to, fulfill those intentions you put out into the world.
Yes.
Because you're not living in the future, you're not living in the past, you're just being in the moment of where
Yes.
you are. And it's just such a beautiful place to be, right?
Oh, I
Um,
love it.
I think it's Danielle that says, but I'm not positive. I work out with a beach body community too and
Oh,
love it.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. There's all sorts of body groups around the world. Yeah. Like
right?
just
That's such a
find one you resonate
fantastic.
with, right? Ours is fabulous. Reach out to me. I can hook you up. But it's not an ad for Beachbody. It's basically to say that, you get to be who you want to be. And
Yeah,
you
you're living your
literally
higher standard. You said it. You
You've
said it
raised
in
your standard. This
yeah,
is not who I am, the slug that doesn't get up and work out.
yeah,
I am now the person that gets up every morning between
I like that.
6:30 and 7, and I jump onto a Zoom call and I get to see smiling faces, and that lights me up because I'm an extrovert, so I get energy from other people. So
I love it.
it's beautiful. I
And
love my days.
what I also wanna say is you're using those I am statements too.
Mm,
So when you're saying, "I am that person now that
yeah,
gets up every," and that's a different vibration too
yeah.
altogether,
That's what
right?
James Clear talks about. Yeah,
Yeah,
great
not
book, Atomic Habits.
it is a
Highly recommend.
it
Yeah,
is a good book, but it's not, I want to achieve, right?
right.
Want is always in the future. It's
Yes.
I am. You're
I am.
embodying it. You
You're
are. This is
embodying
who
it.
you are now.
Yeah. Oh, chills,
Right?
chills.
So I love, love, love,
Love
love
it.
that. So if you have something you do on New Year, oh, I know what I wanted to say
Yeah.
is what you just said. I am so powerful, Janet said. That's awesome. Is that your word for
It
the? I'd love
is.
to hear if you have a word for 2023. If you feel like, whatever you want to embody in 2023, post that below. I'd love to see that. And try and put what Janet did, the I am in the statement, because
Mm.
it takes on a completely different energy. And
Yeah.
once you have that, you've journaled about it and you have that word or, whatever, maybe you've written a paragraph, put it up somewhere where you can see it every day.
Mm.
And
Nice.
hold yourself accountable in the sense that this is who you want to embody. This is who you are,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In that sense, not in
Yeah.
the sense of a goal ways, look at what
I
I want,
love that.
but just
Yeah.
put it up so you can see I am so powerful.
Yeah.
That's a great tool to
Yeah.
do, what you are and what you want to embody. So if you have a word moving forward in 2023, mine is abundance. So when I'm
Yes.
done, I
Yes.
am abundant. I will post that when I'm
I'm
done.
going to join you on that. I've
Yeah,
decided that's my word too. Abundant in every way. So I'm going to work out and feel great about my body in my 60th year. I'm going to attract all the business that I'm meant to have in order to support my
yeah,
my beautiful team, my
I love
mission, movement,
it. I love it.
and you and I are going to do this beautiful program together to support
Can't wait.
women who want to let go of what they're
Yeah.
not, embrace who they truly are, and reach the stars. And we don't even have a name for the program yet, but that's coming. Stay tuned.
No, I've been working on that as well. I don't know, is my internet coming in and out? Oh, I hope not.
Yeah,
Just
it's a little bit choppy, but it's okay. It's okay. And so yeah, so this is going to be a really abundant year for us, and
I love it.
wish it for everybody here that's watching.
I am courageous. I am sacred. Is that
Mm.
Danielle? Oh, that's so beautiful.
Oh,
I
I
love
love that.
it. I am courageous. That's a really good one,
Yeah,
actually. Yeah, that's a really good one. Asking for courage and getting out of your own effing way.
effing way, fear
Right?
and ego.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am my highest timeline. Abundance moving forward. Love, light, strength, beauty. So
Nice.
beautiful. Oh my gosh, some of these are so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Bonetta. Sorry, I didn't realize that. If it doesn't say your name, it just says Facebook user. So
Beautiful.
beautiful. I'm so, so excited. I would love for Elvira, if you would
Yeah.
just give us a blessing moving into, with your sound blessing,
Mm.
moving into the new year.
All
Um,
right. I would
yeah,
be honored. I would be honored.
yeah,
So yeah, so again, I just want to recap what Lisa talked about, do a little ritual for yourself, as close as possible to midnight or maybe the next morning or whatever. But write out all the things that you don't want to hold on to in
Yeah.
2023, and bless them, let go of them, put them in the fire, put them in a bowl, light them up. That whole burning is very, very cathartic,
Yeah.
where it's like, I'm letting go of that.
Yeah.
And then write out what it is that you do want to be. So the
Yeah.
I am statements, maybe put them on a sticky note, somewhere you can put them up and see them, right? Would you
Yeah.
agree, Lisa? Is that a good way to do it?
Absolutely. We in our program that we're doing one of the modules we're going to encompass is part of an I am. It's going to be a big I am. So draw a heart. We did this
Mm,
in a class I was in. Draw a big heart with I am in the middle,
yeah.
and then all the words around
Mm,
that you embody, that
yes.
you want to embody.
Yeah.
And the other thing is too is, and I have read this, if you can stay up till midnight,
Yeah.
meditating so that, say 5-2 or 10-2 until at least after midnight,
Yeah.
because it's very
Oh.
powerful energetically, right? You're saying goodbye
Oh.
to one year and hello to a new year in
Okay.
within meditation. So I unfortunately I know myself, this is true to me, I will not be up, but I can absolutely sit in a meditation and,
Yeah.
honor the year past and the year moving forward. So,
Yeah.
mhm.
Awesome.
Remembering
Awesome. I
also.
probably won't, because my husband and I like to drink champagne at midnight and kiss, but we're kind of cheesy that way.
That's okay.
But if people can, that would be great.
But you know what? Like I said, it doesn't have to be done on that day. Sit on the
Yeah.
first,
Yeah.
between the first and the third. If as long as you have,
Yeah.
within the first few days, just sit
Yeah.
there and do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love that, Lisa. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for bringing that up. Awesome. So I am going to channel a little blessing for everyone here
Yeah.
with these sacred instruments, the 432 hertz energy of Mother Earth. C, this is a C for those of you who are musicians. And this is my Koshi bells, which is one of the most heavenly sounds I love. And I
Mhm.
like to play them together. So I'm just going to invite you to close your eyes and receive this blessing for the new year. Great Spirit Divine, bless my beautiful sisters and brothers, allow them to shine their beautiful lights in this world. Bless them in 2023. Allow them to create the life of their dreams. Allow them to live in greatness, abundance, and joy. Allow them to connect to their purpose so they can serve the world. I thank you for allowing this blessing today. Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.
So beautiful. I really felt that. Wow. I love how that just comes right through you. And, oh my goodness. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Elvira,
Oh,
for doing
thank you, Lisa, for inviting me to do
so.
that. It's such an honor and joy. And just a reminder that sound music is actually so healing to our bodies. So I invite people to experience sound baths where we're growing. Sound healers are growing in the world. More and more of us have these beautiful crystal bowls that we can play to
Yeah.
help your body heal, because we are the sonic gets into the sound, the sonic gets into our cells and can actually help us release the crap that doesn't serve us.
Mhm.
And in fact, I have I'm being invited to do this for my city, for older adults in my city. I just got invited to do a sound bath for them. And the woman that invited me, I just shared this with her. So I just want to share it with you, just to let you know that this is really, really powerful stuff. So once only used in ancient cultures, science is proving the benefits of sound healing. More and more people are looking for alternative methods to create holistic well-being, especially methods that address the mind, body, and spirit. Now, sound healing practices can be found in medical facilities, corporate wellness programs, elder care facilities, holistic health centers, life coaching, personal development programs, and more.
Mhm.
The quote by Mehtab Benton is, "In sound we are born, in sound we are healed."
That's beautiful. Love it.
So there you go.
I love it. Thank you so much. Well, with that, there's no better way to end the show as far as I'm concerned. So I'm so grateful for that. And that's going to take me right into my day and right into 2023.
Mm,
So I'm grateful for that. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who jumped on here and joined
yes.
us. Again, if you found this useful and you think, you know someone that could really benefit from this show, we invite you to, like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel. It is on there as Conversations to Raise Vibrations. We really want to get this higher vibration and divine consciousness out into the world. Thank you again for joining us. And hopefully, if you haven't done so yet, stick in the comments your word for 2023. And until next week, have a beautiful new year, and we'll talk to you. We'll see you in the new year.
We'll see you in the new year. Yes.
Okay.
Mwah. Bye.
3, 2, 1.